Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 621. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinsod,
Well, hello.
and Tony Korkanakis.
Yo, yo, yo.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners and viewers. We are live streaming on Twitch starting Tuesday night, starting at 8 o'clock. Please join us live, ask some questions, have a chat, see the stuff happen live as it unfolds. This is the Moviecast. We have a busy schedule today. You'll look for three episodes coming from us today. So there's the Moviecast, the Gamecast, and a bonus round. We will be covering Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, in a bonus round. So look for that. This is just the Moviecast. So I would like to at least do like minor, no spoilers, but just opinions and thoughts of what you guys felt of the movies. So what did you guys think? I mean, Corey, what did you think of it? You saw it, right?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it, obviously. I felt it was a little long, though. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it
A little
was,
long?
yeah, I just felt like it was a little long, a little drawn out for, it didn't need to be, but I really liked the villain in this movie. I think, both Black Panthers had some of the better villains in these Marvel movies.
Mhm.
They did a great job in representation. And they told a great story, having to kind of pivot with what happened in real life.
Yeah.
And, Chadwick Boseman and not being able to continue the Black Panther with him. So I like what they did, and I would highly recommend the film. It's just a little long.
Yeah. Tony, you. I felt that it. I'm okay, right? Am I choppy for you guys? I'm okay.
Yeah, you're okay.
All good.
Okay, just make sure because a little choppy on my end here, but I just want to make sure that the feed's good for everybody. So I felt I had a couple gripes, which I'll talk about in the bonus round. But I think length is the continual. Not that I was looking at my watch; I only looked at it once on like Black Adam, but it was more at the end when I realized I'm like, yeah, this is the ending actually. So I enjoyed what I saw. It did feel like there were scenes that I felt they lingered too long with. That's the best way to say it, I guess. That's without giving any spoilers. Like I said, on the bonus round, I have actual a couple of critiques with things that I didn't agree with, but overall, I really love this movie. I thought it was great, especially I think, and this is seriously, I'm not sorry, DC fans, I'm not trying to knock you guys in your movie. I'm not, but I did freshly see Black Adam, and it's like, even my wife we left the movie, and she was like, that was such a better movie, and I'm like, I know. So she's like, it was just like, she's like, it's a different level, and I'm like, yeah, it right now it is. I'm like, hopefully James Gunn can do some work here, and it looks like he's going to. We'll get to that in the news, but like, it's a different caliber, and I feel bad because I'm like, I know DC wants that. We all want that. I'm a DC fan. I want to see DC movies that are really good, and I feel like direction is key for them and writing. So hopefully they find that. But this movie just had that. Well done. I mean, so it was very impactful, very emotional. I enjoyed it. Tony?
Yeah. I think as we talked about over the years, ever since, Chadwick, passed away in real life, there was always that looming shadow of, what's going to happen to the series and stuff, because it was off to such a fantastic start, including the character, like the arc and stuff starting in Civil War, carrying through the Solo movie and the Avengers movies. And I have to say, for the most part, I was very well surprised, pleasantly surprised about how good it was, the end product. Even though, what's her name? Letitia, was it Adam? Right? Thank you, right. I don't think she has the charisma that Chadwick does, or the presence, but she did way better than I thought she did. The gravitas, yeah, exactly. The gravitas wasn't quite what it needed to be, but like I didn't expect that, but she did better than I expected. And there was in the spoiler cast, there's one moment that I absolutely was like, you earned your paycheck with this one scene. So props to her. But really, the thing I can say is the supporting cast was just fantastic as always, and I think we said similar comments about the first one, in that it's not just like these side characters making quips and stuff like that. Like each and every one of them actually contributed to the story and stuff like that. So overall, I really liked it. I do agree the length, probably 10 minutes. I think you could shave off. It's interesting because there are times where I was like, I want to see more about the scenes or how these characters react to things that are going on, and there's other parts where I'm just like, why are we still here? Why are we still here? Why are we still here? Like,
apparently there is a director's cut already. There, like the director has a vision.
Yeah, they always do, bonus scenes and stuff like that. But the one thing I do have to say is, out of any superhero movie, I think this one deals with loss
it's
the best in terms of just
uncanny to watch that. Yeah, I do agree. It's so cool.
Yeah,
what they did with that. Yeah.
In terms of like final thing is like, I'll say, I think it's a very good movie. Is it something I'm going to be eager to watch more and more? No, because it is emotionally heavy. It's just not a feel good kind of comic book movie and stuff like that. Which is not enough. It's just reality.
No, you're right. You're right. So, all right. So yeah, I mean, other things I've been watching. I did continue my Star Wars kick. By the way, Andor, I thought it was 10 episodes. It's not 10 episodes. There's more. So I'm thinking last week I'm watching the finale. I'm like, this is a great finale. I have got like so many questions because I figured it's just a season 1 finale. There should be questions, but apparently I'm not done yet with this. So there's some great stuff happening. This show is, I mean, that episode was one of the best episodes I've ever seen in any Star Wars media. It's one of the best 45 minutes I've seen of a Star Wars media.
I've continued to see good impressions about it on Twitter. So
yeah,
I will watch it at some point this winter season.
And it got me on a Star Wars kick to the point where I went back. Now I'm watching Bad Batch. Finally, I never.
You said bad stuff. I was like,
no, Bad Batch. And it's so cool to go back to that with David Filoni's universe. And I just finished the first episode because it's a very long one. It was really good. It was entertaining to watch the fall of the Jedi again through the clone's eyes. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed it. So that's pretty much it for movies. I'm trying to think. I'm sure I watched something else, and it might come up while we're talking here, but I don't think anything of note. So, Mike, how about you? Because we haven't heard much. So,
no, there's nothing I watched.
Nothing really watched recently. You didn't go back and do any Batman animated series?
I don't know if I want to yet, honestly.
I know. All right, Corey.
No, nothing else.
Nothing, Tony.
Just the usual anime. I did start and catch up with Chainsaw Man. And just really briefly, I would say it's enjoyable. It's like along the veins of like you've seen like Demon Slayer or Jujutsu Kaisen. It's a standard shonen, fight / hunting, killing, paranormal stuff thing. But the main character is definitely a bit different than the other ones. So it is interesting. I will say it is a content warning. It's very graphic in terms of the stuff that happens. So it's like, I would not watch this with a person.
A lot of gore.
I
mean, Chainsaw Man, just like the name alone, it's like, it's probably a red flag if you don't want the gore.
Right. And I do think it's kind of funny how they even touch upon like that because really quick in the series, they have these demons, and it's always like, like the bat demon or whatever like that. And devil. And it's like always like, well, the more fearsome sounding it would be to humans makes that devil more, actually more powerful and stuff like that. Yeah. So something like they talk about the gun devil, which is like one of the most powerful ones and stuff like that. And they're like, well, Chainsaw is pretty, scary sounding. And so it's like, wonder, how that's going to play out and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting what they do with the gun devil too. So that's like the one that they're kind of after, it seems like.
Yeah, the big bad.
The big bad. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Let's quickly go box office. I mean, obviously, Black Panther 2 leading the box office, reviving the box office, I guess, if you go that far. Didn't bring in what I was expecting myself. I was hoping for, not expecting. I mean, listen, I knew I was high. I'm shooting for the moon. Let me bring up, what was the final total for it? It was 181.3 million was your final haul, which that's exactly where most like good estimates were, was like 180, 185.
Yeah.
So very strong opening. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Biggest November opening of all time. Yeah, it did very well. I mean, not much else in the box office, so that kind of helps.
You mentioned in the Discord, Tony, the length is going to hurt that too,
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
you can't have
And
as many showings.
and also the impact. I mean, you're not going to see like Tony said, a rewatch it's kind of powerful. So I wouldn't even go back that quickly if you're going to watch it again. You know?
Yeah, this is. I'll just say
We'll
really
see
quick
next
too.
week.
I mean, it has an A cinema score, so I think. I mean, it's still probably drop. I would estimate 60-something% because the higher opening you have, the harder it is to maintain the lead.
Yeah.
But I mean, an A cinema score is really good. But yeah, it's interesting. And like most Marvel movies over the years, like by the end, have people like cheering, clapping, or whatever. And this one, it was just you could hear a pin drop. Like literally, it was just like it's funny because the guy in my peripheral vision, I think he went to go for the slow clap, and then he like looked around and realized like, oh, this is not going to happen, so I'm just not going to do it.
They did burst out. They did burst out in applause.
Okay.
Like, why are you clapping? I don't even know why they're clapping.
It was a slow clap
fit.
in the theater I was in. It started slow and then it picked up.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's go with some news now. The lead, actually, unfortunate lead, is the sad news and passing of Kevin Conroy, my Batman, as my signed picture says up here behind me. There it is. There's the little Joker you see. So I got him to sign that years ago. There's still a picture of me on Twitter with him in that image, and I got so starstruck when I saw him. I had no idea what to say, but said like, "You're my Batman," and so he wrote that to Jim, "You're Batman." Kevin Conroy.
At least you said something to him. I don't think I said anything. I just had him sign the thing at the same time, and I wish I had something to say to him, but I didn't.
It's so sad. I mean, it's just so sad.
Obviously, this is the voice of the animated series Batman, and he's been the voice of Batman in many other things as well.
Sure, I mean, multiple media. Go ahead.
For 30 years, exactly.
Yeah.
It was 92 when he started on the animated series. And it was a short battle with cancer, they said. Of course, we didn't know about it again at all. I don't know how short it was. It's also interesting because one of the first people, I think, the voice of Poison Ivy from the original cartoon. She said he was ill for some time, so I'm a little confused by that, but that's whatever. I just feel like it reminds me a little bit of Chadwick and even Norm Macdonald before that too.
Yeah, he withdrew from a couple conventions over the summer, but nothing more like further out than that from what I was seeing. So because I followed him on Twitter.
I mean, I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was somebody said it was colon, right? I mean, that's one of the most aggressive ones you can get.
Well, that was the one that did. That was Chadwick. I don't know about if it was also hit with.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything.
Okay.
But either way, I understand why. These are always secrets, but it's just rough for us. It's just out of nowhere. It seems like because he was, aside from those withdrawals over the summer, he was pretty active in the role. He was actually
wasn't he starting to re-record? They were doing a Batman like
the radio show.
Bruce Timm. They're doing a radio show with him, and I thought he was kind of on board with that cartoon that's looking for a home still. He was kind of waiting to see
or something.
You would think so.
The Bruce Timm creation, because he had said he was coming back for that.
I mean, I feel like you kind of need him for the Bruce Timm.
Yeah, that's why I believe he had made a comment he was coming back for that, and I was like, okay. And I gotta mute this thing. Sorry, everybody. There we go.
Yeah, but that's where this gets me a bit, just because obviously this is a childhood, character. I sort of kind of linked all his performances almost as one character. I know that's not exactly how he performed them all per se, although I think he said something along the lines in one interview of it is kind of the same character, just in different situations or different, worlds in a way.
It's also nice that he got to play him in a live action role.
Yes,
just
although
last year.
That was
last year.
It was a sort of
2 years ago.
I think it was 2 years ago. It was a sort of a weird version. That's the weirdest one because I was about to say every version of Batman he's not going to be a murder Batman. He's going to tenets of the Batman that's Conroy's Batman is going to be,
No, but he got to play
real one.
But he got to actually play him, so that was kind of
cool. That was good. But no, he's this one hurts a bunch because he was very enthusiastic about it still, and
relatively young as well.
Yeah, I was hoping, you know, we'd get another decade or so out of him, at least performing, and then, you know, retiring in
because
his
he was
golden years.
rejuvenating
But
his interest again. I mean, from everything you had seen him talk
yeah,
about. So.
I really do think because there was a period of time where, you know, he kind of wasn't, like, I think in the mid 2000s, but I think really the Arkham series brought him back full fledged into this. And I know this is the movie cast, but I kind of feel like that's his, like, sort of Batman magnum opus in a way, in my opinion. I mean, obviously there's the animated series where it begins. And
well, he did some of his last Batman work he did was on Scooby-Doo, the new one. Where are you, Scooby-Doo? He did that.
Yes, no, he did a lot of smaller things. He's in multiverses right now. You can actually choose him as the, like, voiceover when you choose your character.
Yeah.
So no, it's a loss on a bunch of levels, and, you know,
no, it's sad.
The definitive Batman for multiple generations, really. At least any animated version of Batman.
Yeah, I've said it before, but you know, growing up watching the animated series, and that's, you know, where I gained the real appreciation for it, because I think prior to that it was like you said, actual, like, either Adam West thing, which is fine. You know, I don't want to take away from Adam West, because, you know, he was great for that type of Batman, but, like, it never appealed to me really. It was like, okay, whatever, I'll watch it. But or like the Scooby-Doo when he did guest appearance when the animated Batman back then did that. But it was the animated series that was like, oh my god, like, these are great stories, this is a great character, and his voice was just so fantastic because he actually could do different roles of voices for the Batman and Bruce Wayne personas. And it's so iconic to the point where if I read, like, a Batman comic book or see a Batman image or something like that, that's the voice that I hear. You know, it's not anybody else. Like, that's the voice that pops in my head, and I'm sure that's similar to most people around our age in that generation. So it is super iconic, and it's a shame because he seemed so passionate and you know, really just kind and caring. One of the things that I didn't discover until all this news broke, and people shared stuff on Twitter, was that, you know, he was gay, and he had difficulty finding work as a theater person, because back in the day it was like really just not okay. It was not like, people were shunning, you know, anybody that was of gay orientation and stuff like that. And I believe for a Batman thing, he actually got to write a story about how he came into the role and how, you know, he was literally beaten down to the point where he almost gave up on acting, when somebody gave him a tip on audition, be like, hey, come and do this thing, WB's making a cartoon, this and the other thing. And he's like, okay, sure, like, you know, I'll do that. And instantly, you know, they were like, we love this guy's voice, like, he can do the gravitas of both Batman and Bruce Wayne as separate characters, but still, you know, the same essence, stuff like that, which is really funny to me, because actually after reading the lines for, you know, Batman and Bruce Wayne and reading through the script, he actually, I believe, wanted to do Detective, what's his name? Is it Gumshoe, or no? That's Ace Attorney.
Oh, Harvey Bullock?
Yeah, Bullock. Yeah, he wanted to do that role, but they were like, are you sure, man? Like, if you do Batman, you're going to be in literally every episode and stuff like that. So he's like, oh, okay, and stuff like that. But in his comic that he, you know, you can access online, and maybe I'll share it in the Discord, but he said how he was able to play that role was because he could put himself in that situation, because being a gay man in back in those days, he had to hide his identity when he was out in the real world and stuff like that, and could only show his actual inner self around, like, you know, his friends and family and stuff like that. So I thought that was really fascinating, really touching, and you know, just a great person, great actor.
Yeah, I mean, Corey, same thing. Obviously, it's
you guys said a lot, and
he
did a lot for, you know, like, homeless people. He was always in a soup kitchen.
Yeah, there's a famous story from him doing some volunteering right after 9/11, when apparently people
recognized his voice.
Yeah, somebody he was working with recognized his voice. Is like, I knew you were Batman. And so, like, that guy, you know, went out to the dining area and was like, guys, Batman's making your food. And people were like, yeah, right, fuck you. And he's like, I'll go get him. So again, he's like, all right, you know, do the voice. So he did it. And people were like, "Holy shit, that's Batman!" And it was like, I don't know, that's a cool story, you know?
Yeah.
No, I just kept flashing back to the Mask of the Phantasm when he's standing in front of his parents' graves. The voice work he did, I mean, so powerful. Like, what am I? Aren't I supposed to be happy and stuff? I mean,
I never
just
counted
the voice
on being
work
happy.
he did. Yeah, and it's just like the voice work there. It's just that's immediately what I flat. For some reason, that's where my head went, like immediately, and I'm like, oh, that's just it's so sad.
And to this day, you know, I will even say, you know, and that's some of my criticism about the modern era Batman is that you only get to see the vengeance side of him. You don't get to see the humanity of him and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
personal side. Yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah, I don't even know how you follow that, but here we go. More news. Where am I going first? Tom Holland. Yeah, Tom Holland signed a six-project Marvel studio deal.
Rumor. Not
I
confirmed.
thought this was now confirmed by multiple people.
Unless it happened today, but I didn't see any confirmation.
Oh, I thought this was confirmed before because I saw this posted a couple of days before you posted this, and I thought this was confirmed, but I guess it's not confirmed yet. But I've seen this reported from multiple people, so this is where there's smoke, there's fire.
There is so much smoke that will probably be very soon, but as of right now, it's still a rumor.
Yeah. So Marvel, the thing was originally that when Marvel worked out the deal with Sony about Spider-Man returning, then they would immediately sign Tom Holland, and apparently that deal got reached, and so boom, Tom Holland is set to return. Rumor is still there. 6 movies, 4, 5, 6 on Spider-Man, and then also the rumor here is appearances on Daredevil, obviously Avengers, Secret Wars, and Kang. So that's
these are
makes sense.
Yeah,
we're splintering rumors off rumors now, but okay.
That's the roles, not rumors off rumors. That's the rumor, like what he's starring in.
Rumored rolls off the rumor that of the 6 years. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they did that, and it's interesting. I did see Daredevil's listed as MA now. That's the other thing that's dropping is apparently Daredevil will be, according to a well-known source on Twitter.
What?
Yeah.
Jim, they wouldn't do Daredevil as MA. It's Disney Plus. Come on, it's Kitty Hour.
It's happening. It's happening. So it's about to change. Fox, the Daredevil is about to change the MCU. Is what's going to happen here.
The MCU will never be the same.
Yeah. I also did see David Harbour posting that their movie is going. The Thunderbolts movie is going to drop like a bomb on the MCU, and I'm like, Omega Red, maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking like, what mutants? There's got to be something from this because it's
just going to bomb.
Yeah, could be, but. Anyways, so what else we have here? We've got James Gunn. I just mentioned this in our beginning, our opener here. James Gunn, hopefully, and Peter Safran, who is both co-CEOs of DC Studios now, are working on an 8 to 10 year plan for films in the DC universe. So as we had talked about real quick earlier, I mentioned Black Adam in my blurb real quick here when I was talking about Black Panther. It looks like at least there's going to be a plan, unlike before where they were just kind of mashing it together and seeing how it worked.
They thought
whether that works, whether it works, who knows? Yeah,
yeah. Who knows?
But we'll see. Interesting.
I think that he's seen how it works with Marvel. James Gunn, that is.
Yep.
And I feel like he's got a little bit more vision, but at the same time, gotta see it to believe it. So.
Will he be allowed to do it is the thing, because there was a plan. Whether you liked it or not, there was a plan by one guy, and then the studio's like, no, your plan sucks. Well, and then they're like, oh, maybe it was okay. And then they keep going back and forth. Yeah. So, again, they just need to commit to something. That was always what I've said from the beginning.
Here's the difference this time with the plan. Last time, the CEO of the company that was running DC Studios did not make that plan. They were following Zack Snyder's guidance, who was not in charge of the DC universe at that point. He basically was,
well,
but he wasn't.
This is a sort of fake title, though, that James Gunn has here. He's not really in charge of, Warner Brothers or anything. So
no, he's not in charge of Warner, but he's in charge of DC. Like Zack Snyder never had
that title. But
it's like saying Kevin Feige's not in charge of Marvel. What are you talking about?
Disney,
they're giving him the Kevin Feige role.
Because I don't trust the leadership to be hands off.
I can't argue with you on this, but he does have a more official role than what we had previously.
And they're making it very public, and you get a guy who is well known for a very successful Marvel franchise to come and do this for you. Like hopefully you're gonna let him do his thing.
Yeah.
That's why you bring him in. But again, it's Warner Brothers, DC. Who knows? They may meddle, and you're gonna get shit stuff again. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I always worry a little bit when I think of DC emulating Marvel, because that was the theatrical Justice League. That's what we got the last time they tried to emulate like that. So I always.
We'll see. I don't think they're going to emulate. James Gunn likes to do what he does. Like, he doesn't emulate. He does what he does.
We'll see. I'm just.
People emulate him now because of Guardians of the Galaxy.
He emulated himself, though.
Yes,
he does what he does. He does what he does. Yes, he does what he does. He gets emulated, is what I'm saying. He doesn't like emulate another movie. He doesn't do that well. Like, he does it his own thing. Like, he turned Suicide Squad into a Guardians of the Galaxy movies. That's his style. You know what I mean? He didn't emulate the previous version of that. So what I'm expecting from James Gunn is a new list of directors that are maybe a little bit adventurous in their vision, like Taika Waititi, stuff like that. Those kind of directors that have a little bit more far out vision of things, and not the standard let's make a comic book movie cookie cutter thing. You know, so I do think we're going to get more sub characters too. I don't even know if we're gonna get any major stuff. I think they're gonna try to tackle what Marvel did. I didn't know anything about Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't know anything about Black Panther. I didn't know anything about all these sub characters that were in Marvel. Iron Man was a sub character when he was brought to the movie theaters. And
B tier, but yeah.
It's a B tier, and so I'm not expecting Batman and Superman as much from him. I'm expecting these other heroes, like what he did with Peacemaker, into making it a major film. And he teased something today with another character. I can't remember what the character was supposed to be on Twitter, but he sent an image up today, I think, for a minor DC character that looks like it's going to get a prominent role. So
I mean, that's fine. Yeah, but at the end of the day, they need to work on their core characters. I mean,
yeah, I mean, they just got Superman back. They need to work on that.
Sure, and then he's going to get his movie, but we also need to figure out what they're doing with Batman, and The Flash is going to be interesting to see what
Flash
he does.
Flash and Aquaman are already done. Like, those movies.
Flash is reshooting. Finished. Isn't The Flash reshooting?
It did.
They just bring Ezra back to write out the exit.
I think it was the exit role. Yeah. So, all right. Unfortunately, Disney is set to begin layoffs. I put it on here because we do talk about Warner Brothers and Discovery laying off people all the time. And now Disney Plus just had a price hike. It's just coming through at the end of this month. So I find this weird timing to. I mean, costs are pretty high. I understand that, but it's like
Disney Plus is actually getting more content though as time goes on.
Sure. So. No, it's getting great content too. It's just like I know costs are up, but it's just like it's not good news to hear somebody they're laying people off. I just don't like that. Hiring freeze, beginning layoff plans, and limiting company travel. So like expenses, I guess, were through the roof for stuff. And they're trying to curb that, I guess. Well, I mean, every studio is feeling that, and no matter who you are, it's not
every company.
I'm sorry, you're right. Yeah, I mean, just with inflation alone, it's costing more money to do everything. So, you're getting all of that, and so not good news from Disney, unfortunately. Did you guys check out the John Wick 4 trailer?
Mm-hmm.
I want to end on something positive here. So it looks great. Holy crap, that looks so good.
I forgot it comes out so early too in the year.
Yeah, February, right? I know. I
think the same day as Resident Evil 4, actually.
It's one of those movies where you're like, oh, this is actually real. This is happening. This is actually happening, and you're like, and it's very soon. Holy crap. So yeah, it's like your post for National Treasure today. I'm like, holy shit, that is happening. That's right, yep. December. Those kind of movies where you're like, well, that's a series, but John Wick 4, starting a new trilogy. Keanu is awesome. I expect so much fun.
Man, can't go wrong there either.
Donnie Yen looked awesome. So absolutely exciting. So anything else? I think that's pretty much it.
Pretty much it.
So that's going to wrap up the Moviecast. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Once again, we're live streaming on Twitch Tuesday night starting 8 o'clock. We have 3 episodes coming at you this week, so look for all of them. Moviecast, Gamecast, bonus round of Black Panther 2. You can follow us on Twitch, subscribe to our YouTube channel the following day if you don't catch us live. That's the best place to catch the content because we store all of our stuff there, so go back and check the previous episodes if you want. Leave a comment, like button, smash that like button, and we appreciate it, guys. See you soon.